Welcome to Raw, and tonight we kick off the go-home week for Elimination Chamber. And WWE official Triple H gonna kick off Raw this week. Tonight we have the final two WWE qualifying matches. A men's qualifier and a women's qualifier. Still a lot of questions about last week's qualifying match. Here's Triple H. He says last week he gave Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu 3 chances to get their match in the ring. And even with him as the referee in the last attempt, they both still managed to get themselves counted out. With Elimination Chamber just a few days away, he's got to make a decision. The Rock cutting off Triple H. Rock says you can come out here and give all the speeches you want, but everybody knows, including you, Triple H, that it's the final boss who runs things around here. This Elimination Chamber match determines who faces me at WrestleMania, and I want to know right now, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bron Breakker, or is it going to be Jacob Fatu in the Elimination Chamber? Neither, says Triple H. The Rock not getting any answers, and Triple H not revealing what he's going to do. But like he said, Elimination Chamber only a few days away. We should know something soon. Well, it seems here lately it wouldn't be Raw if we didn't have a match between Carmelo Hayes and Chad Gable for the 3rd week in a row. And if you are keeping score at home, that's Carmelo Hayes 2, Gable 0. Gable again asking for another match, a rematch against Hayes. This time, Gable making a pledge that if he cannot defeat Carmelo Hayes here on Raw, then he will give Melo a shot at his WWE European Championship at Elimination Chamber. And off the bat, Gable started off ready to go, but like we've seen over the last couple weeks, a mistake here, a mistake there on the part of Chad Gable has led to Melo getting the better of Gable in back-to-back weeks. And hey, if he can get the hat trick here tonight, he's got himself a WWE European Championship opportunity later this week at Elimination Chamber. Gable with the reversal. And we know Chad Gable thinks the last 2 weeks were a fluke. Does not believe that Carmelo Hayes is even remotely in the same league as himself. And you know the last thing he would want to do is give Hayes a shot at the belt. So he would love to put this to bed right here. DDT from Chad Gable. And, where's Gable going here? Goes to the outside. Grabs the timekeeper's chair. What the hell's he doing with the chair? Now Kurt Angle distracting the referee, but Hayes able to prevent Gable from using it. Gable again with the chair. Hayes stops him. And for a 3rd time, and this time connects. Referee calls for the bell. Whether Chad Gable didn't realize that a DQ win still counts as a win, or maybe he was just trying to send a message here. Either way, these two will meet again later this week at Elimination Chamber for the WWE European Championship. Next, it's time for our final WWE Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. It's going to be Naomi and Chelsea Green. Last week, on the WWE side, we saw Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan qualify. And from the WCW, Jade Cargill and Julia. And so this will be the final women's qualifier here in the WWE. And then on Nitro, we've got the final WCW qualifier. It's going to be between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. So far in this one, Chelsea going for the cover. But Naomi able to kick out. Chelsea really with the upper hand at the beginning of this one. Both of these ladies still looking for their first championships here in the open mic universe. Right now we've got a good mix of some former champions, Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan. Julia and Jade Cargill also looking for their first championships. Obviously Julia just newly signed to WCW, new to the universe. Then you look at the final two ladies looking to qualify over on the WCW side. Both Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, former multiple-time WCW Women's Champions. You know WCW Women's Champion Raquel Rodriguez will have an eye on this weekend's action as she finds out who her WrestleMania opponent is going to be. Is it going to be somebody that she's got experience and history with, or is she going to have to come back here to the Open Mic Network channel here on YouTube, go through the library of past shows and scout her opponent? Naomi with a rear view goes for the cover. Chelsea able to get her shoulder up. And now Naomi with a split-legged moonsault. Hooks the leg. And Naomi moving on to the Elimination Chamber, where she will have an opportunity to potentially move on to WrestleMania and take on Raquel Rodriguez. Now it's time for our final WWE men's qualifying match. And it also happens to be our main event. Gunther. He will be taking on CM Punk, and these two have had a lot of history over the last few months. Ended up resulting in a fight pit back at Starrcade, which saw CM Punk knock the ring general out cold, pick up the win via knockout. We still don't know, obviously, what Triple H's decision is going to be based on the spot that would have been either occupied by Jacob Fatu or Bron Breakker. That spot's still open, but the other men who qualified last week from the WWE, we saw Randy Orton win his qualifying match last week on SmackDown. Over in WCW, it was R-Truth and Bronson Reed who earned their way in. Although in the case of Bronson Reed, did have a little bit of help thanks to Abyss. On Nitro, we'll get the final WCW qualifying match. It's going to be WCW United States Champion Jey Uso taking on the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. Now that we know that the men's chamber winner will get a shot at The Rock at WrestleMania, You know that's going to add even more fuel to main event Jey Uso. He wanted to win the Royal Rumble. He wants to get his hands on The Rock. Based on everything that The Rock has done to their family. He came up short at the Rumble, but he's got one more chance to earn a match against The Rock. But it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to find a way to get through Drew McIntyre to get into the chamber match. And then from there, you got to win that to move on to WrestleMania. Punk with an Anaconda Vice locked in on Gunther. Gunther not willing to tap. Punk gets him up. GTS. And Gunther gets his shoulders up at 2 3/4. Forearm from Gunther rolls Punk up. And Punk reversing it. And Gunther not able to get out. Referee gets to 3. And CM Punk with the win. He's headed to Elimination Chamber. He will look to try. Wait a minute. Is that's that same mystery person from a few weeks ago? We saw them talking to Damian Priest, and now we see them talking to Triple H. Who is this mystery person?